So I want to ask you a question and I need you to answer it as honestly as possible. How many new prospects did you have a first conversation with last week? Or if you own the agency, how many new conversations did your team have this last week? Not follow-ups, not existing clients, not referrals you've been nursing for months. Brand new people who didn't know you existed 2 weeks ago. If that number is zero, or you had to think too hard to remember, this is going to be for you right now. My name is Ryan James Miller, and I work with benefits producers, agency owners, and solutions providers across the country to help build real sales systems, not theory, not tactics, but systems. And in the next 8 minutes or so, I'm going to give you the single most important thing you have to do if you want to grow that business. Not one of the most important things. This is the most important thing. So check this out. All right, so here it is. Simple, unsexy, but non-negotiable. You have to prospect. Not when you feel like it, not when your pipeline is dry, and when panic sets in, not when your manager reminds you, but consistently, deliberately, every single week. I know that's not what you were hoping to hear. You wanted a closing technique, maybe a script that converts better, a LinkedIn hack. I get it because I've been there too. But here's the problem. Closing techniques, they only work when you have somebody in the room. Scripts only matter if you're having the right conversations. And the reason most benefits producers are stuck, stressed, and over-reliant on referrals is not that they don't know how to sell, it's they don't have enough new people in their pipeline to practice on in the first place. But your pipeline is your product. Everything else is nothing more than a feature. I've worked with producers who have been in this industry for 10, 15, 20 years. Smart people, experienced people, people who genuinely care about their clients. And almost every one of them has the same gap. They're good at holding. They are weak at hunting. They know how to service the accounts that they have. They know how to renew. They know how to solve problems in the middle of a plan year. But ask them to go find a brand new employer who's never heard of them. That's where it all seems to break down. Why? Well, I think there are a couple of reasons that are really important for you to consider. The first one is this: they've never been taught how to do it with a real system. They've been told to make calls, they've been told to go to events, to ask for referrals, but nobody has ever built a repeatable process for them. The second thing is they wait until they need it. Prospecting, it's really like working out. You don't do it once when things get bad and expect results. You got to build the habit when things are good so the muscle is there when you need it. And the third thing, and this is the one nobody talks about, is they don't believe they deserve the meeting. Deep down, there's this voice that a lot of salespeople have that says, why would this person want to talk to me? So they hesitate, they soften the outreach, they follow up once maybe, and then they just quit. That's a confidence problem. And the only cure for that confidence problem is sales in action. Consistent, repeated action. Okay, so what does real prospecting look like? Let me give you a framework, and I call this the target lock. This is the first component to our pipeline power system. We install this in every agency and with every single advisor that we work with. And so I'm going to walk through this so you can understand this better. Step one, you've got to define who you're going after, not business owners in my city. That's not a target. A target is something like employers of 25 to 250 employees in the healthcare, manufacturing, or professional services industries within 50 miles of my office who are currently with a captive carrier or have not gone out to bid in 3 or more of the last years. That's a target. We got to get really specific. Shoot, you should get as specific as knowing what that buyer likes to eat. Step two is to build the list. This may seem like common sense, but it just doesn't get done well. You need names, you need companies, you need titles, and contact information. LinkedIn is your friend here. So are industry associations, chamber of commerce directories, and your existing clients who can refer you to peers. This isn't glamorous work, but it is critical work. And AI can be your friend on a whole new level in this area as well. Step 3 is to work your list, but with a sequence, not just with a single touch or random ones. The number one prospecting mistake that I see insurance brokers make is some kind of one and done scenario. One call, no response, so they move on. That's not prospecting, that's wishing. Real outreach is multi-touch, multi-channel, spaced out over 30, 40 days. Phone, email, LinkedIn, referrals, repeat. Most producers quit after 1 or 2 touches. Step 4, protect your time on the calendar. Put it in the schedule like a client meeting. Monday and Wednesday mornings, 8 to 10 is a prospecting block. No exceptions. If you treat it as optional, it will become optional. And optional prospecting means optional income. Okay, so I want to leave you with something, not just those 4 steps. The producers, the ones who win consistently, the ones that I've seen that have built $1, $2, $5 million books of business, they aren't actually the ones that are the most talented. They're not always the best closers, and they're not always the most charismatic. The producers that I've worked with that have been the most successful are the ones that are consistent in showing up every single week and putting new people in the pipeline. That's it. Sales is a math problem before it's a skill problem. If you have enough conversations, you will close some of them. If you close some of them, you'll build momentum. Momentum builds belief. Belief makes you better on every single call. But it starts with prospecting. It always starts with prospecting. The brokers who are winning in this market are not waiting for the phone to ring. They're not praying a referral falls out of the sky. They're building systems, working lists, and having conversations nobody else is willing to initiate. That is the standard, and you can either meet that or you can watch somebody else in your industry crush you in your own territory. If this resonated with you and you're ready to build a real prospecting system, not just a list of tips, but an actual operating system for your sales activity, I want to talk to you. Look, I have built one of the most powerful systems in this industry. I've taken everything that I've learned working with high-performing agencies and high-performing producers and built this into a repeatable system that any producer can execute on. So if you're interested, shoot me an email or a DM on social media. Tell me in one sentence, where are you in your prospecting right now? That's it. Just that one sentence. That will help me to understand how I can provide some value back to you and determine whether or not it makes sense to hop on a call and talk further. All right. That's all I got for now. Go make those calls.